Hello and welcome to the video with me, Ashley Cannon, and today I'm going to talk about the 5 secrets of client retention. Now, before I do that, I make these videos for business owners to get more clients, make more money, and build better businesses. So if you're a business owner that wants to do any of those things, click the subscribe button so you can get more videos just like this that are going to help you do exactly that. But anyway, on with the video. So, as I say, what I'm going to talk to you guys about today is client retention, because it's all well and good driving people into your business. However, if you can't retain them in your business, essentially you're going to have a churn problem, right? And churn basically means the people that you lose in the business, right? The clients that you have that cancel or stop or don't renew, they churn out of the business. And if you are churning clients out, it means that you have to replace them. Right. So, like I say, what we want to do is get you more clients and make them more money. But the making you more money or make them worth more money is really down to retention. Okay, making sure that those clients stay longer with you and pay you more often. So, I'm going to run through 5 techniques that we've used across several sort of service businesses to help you do exactly that. So the first thing that I want to look at is check-ins. Now, a check-in is an unscheduled conversation with your client. So it really depends on like your business model and how it's set up. If you have like more professional services, that could be an email, it could be a phone call. If you have like relationships with clients on much more of a personal basis, it could be a text, it could be a DM or a WhatsApp or something like that. But ultimately, what we are doing is informally and more so unscheduled check-ins with the client to just see how things are going, what do they need, and kind of to help you build a relationship with them as well. And I think that's the key thing, is when you show interest in someone, like when you genuinely want to build a relationship with your client in an informal kind of unstructured manner, you are building relationship over long periods of time. Okay, you're actually building like strong bonds with the client, because to cancel a service, okay, cancel a subscription, cancel something that you're paying for is quite easy, right? But to stop a relationship is significantly harder. So we want to check in with clients on a regular basis to say, how are you getting on with that thing? Like, I saw Manchester United won at the weekend, like, bet you are happy with that, or whatever it might be, okay? Something that's going to build you actually a genuine relationship and bond with that client so that they stay with you longer, because relationships are more difficult to shake than a service that you are paying money for. So the first thing is have regular check-ins with your clients that are not scheduled on their calendar. It's something that you're going to do off of your back to build relationship, make sure they're okay, and generally just keep yourself kind of like top of mind in with that client. Now, the second thing that we're going to do is scheduled reviews. Okay, so whereas check-ins are unscheduled, informal kind of conversations, a scheduled review is something that we're going to do at certain periods of the client relationship. Okay, so for example, if you have like a 12-month contract with a client to provide a service, at the beginning of the relationship, when they start using your service, you're going to schedule in reviews to make sure that they are happy at certain increments of the service provision. Okay, so usually that would be like 3, 6, 9 months, and then one at like the 12-month point, hopefully to renew them into another term. Again, depending on what your business is and what you do, right? Again, you might not have like a 12 months contract with them. It might be 6 months, might be 3 months, in which case those review periods just get a little bit shorter. If it's 3 months, it could be like month 1, month 2, month 3, whatever you want to do. Basically, what you are doing there is making sure that you as the service provider are hitting the criteria that the client expects, so that they have a platform to air any issues or problems or concerns or anything like that with yourself. Equally, you can kind of like prize them out of them. Now, the reason that understanding the issues and the concerns is important is because you want to be proactively addressing them. Okay, you don't want the client to get to a point where they are so pissed off, they're so fuming that you're not doing something that you might not even be aware that is going wrong, that they cancel the service or it really tarnishes the relationship. So you want to sit down in a structured way and say, are we doing ABC like we promised you that we would at the beginning of this service, right? They're going to say yes, no, maybe, whatever. But ultimately, it is a structured way for you to find out if there are concerns, address them in the right way, and then go and fix them, right? Because the most clients want to see you being proactive in fixing problems. They don't expect things to be perfect 100% of the time, but they do expect continuous improvement and trying to actively fix problems. Okay, so scheduled reviews are the second thing that we can do to retain clients for longer and make them worth more money. Now, the third thing that we can do is build a really good onboarding system. So when clients start to pay you, your onboarding system is the thing that they get or they experience the first time that they transact money with your business. And for me, like, I think that's a really, really important milestone in that client relationship, because they have given you money or they're going to give you money. You are now acting as a service provider, not just someone trying to sell a service, right? So that onboarding is setting the tone for the whole of the client relationship for the next 12 months, 2 years, 6 months, whatever. And it's kind of like the whole first impressions count kind of thing, right? Because that is your first impression. I know you've probably built a bit of relationship selling to them and as they go through your sales process, but ultimately, like, that onboarding process is the first impression in terms of when money has changed hands. So, like, build a structured onboarding process, okay? Have an onboarding call with them, set expectations at the beginning on both your side and their side, okay? Can you build in SLAs, okay? Service level agreements. For example, if this happens, you will respond to the emails within 8 hours. Or if that happens, we'll have a team on site in 12 hours, or whatever it is, okay? Again, this really depends on your service and what you do, but can you set those expectations? Can you have that onboarding call? Can you tell them what is going to happen, how it's going to happen, when it's going to happen, answer questions, and then basically explain the next steps from there? Now, the fourth thing here is not something to keep the client longer, but it's to keep other clients longer, which is when a client does cancel or move away from you or end their service with you, is to have an exit interview, right? And within that exit interview, what we are looking for are the reasons that led up to them canceling their service or just not renewing the service, right? So if we can understand their reasons, okay, those are the things that are currently going wrong for you or just aren't right to keep clients for a long period of time, right? So having those conversations when the client leaves or just before the client leaves will really give you insight into the decision-making process of why they're not staying longer, right? Why they have cancelled the service, why have they not renewed the service? And that could be anything. It could be poor service delivery, it could be too much money, it could be that they found someone else. There's a bunch of reasons there, but really, like, digging deep and going into the whys is you're never going to keep the client because of that. You're not going to. The reason for having that call in the first place is not to try and convince them to stay, but it is to improve the service that you are delivering for other clients and therefore get those clients to stay longer, right? So those exit interviews are giving you like a wealth of knowledge and information about how you are performing as a business, as a service provider, right, or an individual, and can then give you insight into how can I make the client experience better for existing clients, how can I stop clients cancelling in the future, and how can I improve the service to make sure that they renew, they spend more money, whatever it might be. So exit interviews, they're not going to keep people longer, but they're not going to keep people longer in the short term, but they are going to help you keep people longer in the long term. Okay? And the fifth thing that we have in terms of client retention and improving your client retention is bonuses and unlockables. So what these are essentially when clients get to a certain point with you, they get something as a bonus or they get something as an unlockable, right? So it could be that they have to stay with you for a certain period of time and then they get X additional thing, or they get some financial incentive, right? Or they could spend a certain amount of money with you and they get a bonus because of that. But building in these kind of milestones into your service is going to make clients want to get to that point to get the thing, right? And even if you provide the most boring service in the world, and I don't mean that as an insult, I mean, some of us provide services that just aren't that sexy or exciting, you can still build in things, right? And sometimes that's going to revolve around money and finance. Other times it's going to be additional services. For example, you could, for every client that stays with you for 12 months or 6 months, you could build in like an additional service and just give that to them for free when they get to a certain point, or if they renew a certain number of times, okay? Something that you otherwise would charge someone else money for, you could do for your existing clients as like a loyalty bonus after they hit a certain period of time. And the key here is to remind them of that, right? Because if they don't know, then they don't know, right? But if you make it very clear on things like the onboarding call, your check-ins, your reviews, okay, the stuff we've talked about, then they're going to be aware that actually if they in the back of their mind, they might be thinking, I'm not going to renew next month, or I'm not going to do whatever. But in the back of their mind, if they're thinking, well, hang on a minute, if I stay another 3 months, I'm going to get that thing, and I really want that thing because otherwise I'm going to have to pay £1,000 for it, or whatever it is, right? So that is just a way within itself that you can kind of nudge those clients to the next point, or the renewal, or just staying longer with you, okay? So bonuses and unlockables are my fifth client retention secret. So those are all ways that you can improve your client retention, because, as I say, like, it's one thing getting new clients into your business, but if you are just churning them out the other side of the business, then you're not really growing at all, right? If you sign 10 clients, happy days, we make more money. But if you lose 10 clients, you stay exactly where you were, okay? So bringing clients in the first place is really, really important, but making sure they stay with you is just as important from a financial perspective, from a business growth perspective, to make sure you are continuing to grow, okay? So these are all things that you can do to help you do that. So go and implement all of those into your business immediately, okay? So that's everything for today. Thank you very much for watching the video and being here. Like I say, I make these videos for business owners to get more clients, make more money, and build better businesses. So if you are a business owner and you want to do any of those things, hit the subscribe button to get more videos like this that are going to help you get more clients, make them worth more money, and build better businesses. Until then, have a great whatever it is at the moment, and I will see you on the next video.